Big Ten action here, 337-338, Maryland, Michigan. I'll tell you guys, I like Maryland plus the 17.5, but Asher, how do you feel about this Big Ten matchup?
Yeah, actually, guys, I'm actually going to lay the points on this one. I think Michigan can handle things, and for a couple reasons. The last 3 times Michigan has faced Maryland, they've all been blowouts. A 25-point win at Maryland, 56-point win at home at the Big House, 28-0 shutout against Maryland. Clearly, Jim Harbaugh knows how to game plan against the Terps. This offense is finally trending in the right direction. Look, the biggest head scratcher, what really I don't even think is a head scratcher people want to talk about when it comes to Maryland, is how they beat Texas. So many things and emotions going in that first game, especially after all the hoopla that happened in the offseason with the incident with their offensive lineman. I think Michigan comes in knowing that they need impressive quality wins. I expect a blowout by Michigan because that's what they've been known to do against Maryland at the Big House.
Okay, and Big Man, I know you've touched on this before, but do you mind just giving us a few quick comments on Maryland, Michigan, which way you're leaning?
Yeah, I think there's some great points, and I think if you look at over the last couple of years, I think one thing Harbaugh has done a pretty good job of is beating teams like this badly in that stadium. You look at earlier this year, Western Michigan, Southern Methodist. I don't think this is much different. Maryland are a team that really struggle, and they haven't had good quarterback play and seemingly ever. And it's not so much quarterback play, it's just keeping their quarterbacks healthy. That's been no different this year. Kasim Hill's a guy that, is a nice athlete, but you really haven't seen a ton from him. He's only completing 55% of his passes. And, I look at a comparable opponent as far as at least defensively. Temple's a pretty good defensive team at the end of the day. They were able to really hamstring Maryland, and Maryland just couldn't move the ball. They only had about 190 yards of total offense. Michigan are a top-level defense. It wouldn't surprise me if Maryland gets shut out in this game. 7 points, something like that. Like Asher said, I'd be very surprised if Michigan doesn't run away with this one. I think the line's a little too low. I think a lot of people are looking at Michigan's game last week and putting too much stock into it. It was on the road. It was against a better opponent. They're not going to absolutely destroy every opponent they play. And up until then, they'd won every game by 25 or more, other than the Notre Dame game. So they're going to have an off week. The fact that they came back and won was a little bit more indicative of what they are. And they're back at home here. So, yeah, I would lay the points also.
And, Drew, I just want to add one thing. Their 3 games at home have all been blowout wins, a 46-point win over Western Michigan, 46 over Nebraska, and a 25-point win again at home against SMU. I just think they're a completely different team when they're at home.
Yeah, I understand all you guys got, your analysis. It makes sense. There's one thing that I really like for the Maryland side, though, here, and they're coming off of a bye week. So when you talk about Big Man, you bring up some great points of the quarterback not really, being the best of passers, a good athlete. Do you all factor into your handicap as far as coming off the bye week, working on the fundamentals, that they'll be a little bit sharper in the passing game? They'll be a little bit better with the timing in the running game.
That's a decent thought. I mean, I definitely see it, but it could also be, a good thing or a bad thing. That could also mean they're a bit rusty. You look at Houston; they played tonight. They're in a similar situation. I remember first game of the season, I backed Houston. They were awfully rusty against a bad Rice team. But you look at how good Michigan is on defense. I mean, this team's only given up 3.58 yards a play. I mean, there's no one even on the same planet as them. The next closest would be Miami. They're giving up 4 yards a play. So, I mean, just what they've done on defense is quite amazing. You take out that Notre Dame game, I mean, where is this team defensively? They're light years above everyone else. I think Maryland is a team that I think Hill will be like 7 for 19 for like 60 yards and an interception or two. I just don't think they score very much in this game. It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, Big Man, I could definitely see that happening. I mean, if this game, gets out of hand, Michigan runs away with it, because if Maryland can't run the ball, they're in trouble. But if they're able to kind of get a couple timing runs, a little bit more on point in the passing game, I could see them putting up some, not big points, but hanging in there. I mean, Asher, do you factor in, coming off of a bye week and kind of the fundamentals being better for the Maryland offense into your handicap?
Honestly, I don't, simply because the talent level is so significantly different for this ball game. This isn't like Maryland taking on Indiana. I mean, this is Michigan. We're talking about far superior athletes, far superior coaching, far superior playmakers. I got to give all the favor to Michigan. And on top of that, Harbaugh's game plan for Maryland 3 straight years, all 3 wins have been complete blowouts. So I have no reason to go anything. You can talk about a bye, but this is still a Michigan team, and this is a JV team in Maryland.
All right, fair enough. Well, I'm against you guys on this one. It'll be a fun one to watch. I'll take Maryland plus 17.5.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.